Beautiful. Matt Hicks, this is an absolute pleasure, mate.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you. This is my podcasting debut, mate. So
I can't believe that. You've been a content creator for years, Hicks. How have you never got three mates behind a microphone? Although you've gone and grabbed, 3, 4, anybody else you can find behind a camera and made a movie instead.
Yeah, it's just the perils of being a D-grade Waikato celebrity, mate. It's just there's only so many podcasts out there.
I was trying to describe it to my wife and stepdaughter, and I was like, Matt's very nostalgic. Like, I think the furthest afield Matt's lived is gone up and lived in the Coromandel for a while to be a resident DJ.
No, I did sift over to London for a while.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's right.
A little bit, but no, I do love our beautiful nation here.
Yeah. I had the strangest thought this morning while I was thinking about contacting you. I remember I was year 12, what it is, second last year of school, and so that would have been 2005, and we played National Youth League football game against Waikato in Cambridge, and I remember driving out of Cambridge along Victoria Street, seeing Cambridge High and thinking, oh, that's the school where you can sweep out rubbish and get NCA credits. Was that you?
Yeah, man, that was our year. Yeah, we did 04, the class of the 1986s. I actually saw my old principal, so it was a massive controversial thing back in the day. Alison Annan was her name. I actually saw her at the Boundary quiz night on Monday night in Tamahiti. Just saw her out the corner of my eyes, and all these all this PTSD started coming back, man, from like 20 years ago. It wasn't that bad, man. They were just they kind of like technically did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
like it was just kind of like ethically a bit dubious,
Yeah, you're one for an obscure reference, and there's probably like a niche crowd that is sort of have this. They go, oh yeah, Cambridge High, the early days of unit standards and NCA, and like it was literally that. Like, how can we keep these kids interested and reward them, and keep them in school and out of trouble, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Still got a sore wrist from all that rubbish picking. Good.
No, very good. Did you battle in the bridge last year?
No, it was actually my first time not playing this year. I became a father for the second time, little boy this time. So he was born, I think, the week of the last Battle of the Bridge, and I got a hard no from my missus. So I actually made my coaching debut.
Yeah.
But it was just a cool excuse for me to like walk around with a clipboard and like feel important. We lost. It was quite upsetting, but we had 2 people there on our Thursday training, and then 32 on the day.
Good.
So yeah, there was a lot of ringing up on that Friday. I just took the day off work, and basically anybody that I'd ever seen touch a rugby ball before, they got the call.
Yeah. I can't remember if there was one. I was one of those people that you might have called that day.
Yeah, man.
Because I was still in Tukaroa, I think, at that stage. Maybe, yeah, I don't know, but far out. How do you feel about the whole thing? Because you've played in it. Like, I've broken my nose twice playing social sport. Like, I need a reconstruction of my nose, and the first time I broke my nose and had surgery, it was from social sport. Like, people move wrong in a social game.
Yeah, it's I don't know, when you're out there it's not very social. It's like they're really going for it, especially these Leamington guys. They've got a bit of a chip on their shoulder. They're the underdogs. They're playing with a lot of heart, and nobody wants to be that person that misses a tackle or bloody embarrasses themselves in front of the town. So everybody kind of grows an extra leg. But yeah, it's a hard one. It's something that I care passionately about because I'm like 4th generation Cambridge. I've grown up with all this folklore and stuff, but it is a mission every year to kind of keep it going because people like our age, we all start like having kids, businesses, jobs, and that risk factor of getting injured is It's pretty crazy, man. But yeah, we just need to adapt. So this year we had young fellas. One of the greatest moments in rugby history, I think, happened at this year's Battle of the Bridge. A young fella called Dylan Eatey, who just made the New Zealand under-20s as a lock. He came onto the field. He wasn't there like before the game. He wasn't on the team sheet at all. He just rolled up about the 60th minute, walked on to the wing in gumboots, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? Like get off!" The ball started coming his way. Goes to the centre, Todd. Nice drawing pass. Dylan Eatey in his red bands ran about 40 metres down the touchline, pushed off a couple of Leamington blokes, scored a crucial try in the corner. It was just magic. That was what the Battle of the Bridge is all about for me. He made the legend of Marty Banks Page. I think Radio Hodaki, the breakfast show. It was just magic, man. It was just magic, and now I can claim that I coached this guy who will inevitably become an All Black, I presume.
Yeah,
on the right track. So a successful coaching debut.
Cambridge produces yet another one. or maybe he'll head off to a place like Hong Kong or Ireland and represent them.
No, it's good fun, man. I hope it continues for a long time. It's pretty cool. It's just a really good thing to get the whole town together as well. Like you'll play against guys that you may have played with at high school that you haven't played with for a long time because they've gone over to the dark side of Leamington and vice versa. So yeah, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's good. It's good, like propping with a dude that you may have played some high school footy with, and you're like, oh, this is fun.
This is fun. This is good. So, Leamington have a pretty sweet setup over there. Did they used to be a Premier club, or has it always been a Div 1 club?
No, I think they were a Premier club way back in the day, like late 70s, early 80s. Yeah. They were kind of the Hotapu and vice versa. And then I think the piss got them. But yeah, I think they kind of complement each other, these two clubs, in a way, I think. Yeah. Like Leamington's kind of the community club. They've got really, really good numbers. I think they've got the biggest numbers out of all the clubs in the Waikato.
Wow. Yeah.
A's, B's, 21s, Loonies, which is a social grade, 21s, 85s, and I think they've had a women's team from time to time as well.
And junior club as well, right?
Yeah. I think they're all over the juniors. I think Hotapu is as well, though. Yeah.
No, it's pretty chaos there on a Saturday morning. The old junior club runarounds, like far out. Yeah, I've just coached a Ripper tournament, and that was interesting. I just kind of stood there with my hands behind my back, biting my tongue, just being like, yeah. 10-year-olds, you're like, how do you explain? Like, my stepdaughter was in the team, and she said after the first practice, the 9-year-old boys think you don't know what you're doing. And I was like, what was that? They're like, they just wanted to play a game. And I'm like, well, they don't know actually how to play the game. So that's why we needed to pass and learn how to rip and think about the direction of the field. But anyway.
Just breathe and let it go, man.
you're like, okay, cool. Yeah. But it's a tournament of basically just run fast and score a try. So if you've got some fast people, just give it to them, they'll score a try. Because nobody can rip a flag. Have you ever tried to rip a flag there, Hicks?
Nah, we missed that whole thing, eh? We were in that brutal,
barefoot on the frost.
Yeah, that would have been you. You would have been the same down in
Nah, I was a football player, so I just didn't miss out on that. My parents just told me to stop getting covered in mud. Give it off the ground, Ryan. Stop diving, or not diving like ref, diving just like trying to slide tackle and
It was brutal that 5-year-old rugby though, eh? Like a lot of head knocks. Then for 10 years you're picking up rubbish at Cambridge High. So yeah, but rugby's probably a good thing.
Yeah, mate. I've had a weird couple of instances this year of people recognizing me as my podcast. Like one of them was at Luke Coombs in the middle of the crowd. This guy was like, hey, how's it going? He's like, good. He's like, hang on a second, do I know you? And I was like, oh, I don't know, do you? He's like, you run a podcast. And he was, 2 sheets to the wind, so he lost it a little bit, which was quite funny. And then I was at a car park here the other day about to go for a hunt in the pitch black, talking to these guys on head torches, so you couldn't see. And then they're like, do I know your voice? And I was like, yeah. And so it's like weird when you produce content for so long, hearing people that actually watch your stuff. Like, I guess you probably have the same thing, Matt. You're always putting stuff out there, and I'm off DJing here, and some people show up and other people don't, and then you think, I wonder who actually sees the stuff that I make. I'm definitely one of those people in your social media pages that goes, oh, Matt's made another video. Wonder what he's doing.
It does happen from time to time, eh? But I think it's just the age we live in. Like to a degree, I think anybody kind of has that recognizability. Like let's be honest, everybody's stalking up a big storm all the time. Right?
That's right. Like, where did your 4 hours go?
Yeah.
Every day.
This is weird, and I don't mean to come across as sounding weird, but like there's people that like post their kids that I've been friends with for like 15 years on Facebook, and it's like I've never met their kid in my life, and you've seen this like progression and stuff. You're like, yeah,
you watch them grow up on the internet.
Yeah, man, it's just we're living in a weird kind of world, eh? Like,
yeah. So your latest one was like trialing DJing in the Cambridge bars. Like, what was the need? And it was like a test of like, well, we haven't really had too many fights. So this worked quite well.
Yeah. So I tried to. So we always had in Cambridge, we always had at least 2 cranking pubs in the whole history of it. There was the Prince Albert, and then the Masonic. Then the Stables, and then the Masonic, and then the Stags, and then the Masonic, and then the Masonic got sold to a Auckland property developer who's closed it down and working on it at the moment. So we haven't really had that place in the last couple of years to kind of like kick on. Like the Five Stags is a lovely bar. It's a great place where you can, listen to a bit of Brown Eyed Girl or Summer of '69, have a couple of casual cold ones. But sometimes you just need to nip down the road, maybe have a Jaeger bomb, listen to some DMX, and have a good time. So yeah, just trying to kind of fill that that niche a little bit, So I tried to do it a couple of years ago, and it was an absolute fucking shitstorm. I said to these people that run the Prince Albert, I was like, because they had some other DJ in there, and I saw it on Facebook, and he had 8 people, and it kind of like racked me up, I was like, what are you doing, man? So I went to the Prince Albert, and I was like, look, I guarantee you we'll have a good crowd. I'll put on 2 free nights for you, just trust me. And they were like, okay. And it was just a bit too good, eh? Like, I think they nabbed, like, the first night there was no security. They nabbed like 10 kids from like Cambridge High. Like, somebody was smoking darts on the pokies, and it was like the damage was done. And then I think they lost their liquor license for like a year or something like that. And so it's only just happened, like it's only just in the last 5 weeks kind of they've got it back, and we've been having meetings with the cops and stuff, but it's been going really, really well. It's good. Still a little bit of misbehavior. Like our first one went did this little TikTok video, got about 33,000 views. Everybody was fizzed up. There was a bit of violence in the car park about 9:59. I looked at my watch. I was like, oh shit. But it's been going 5 weeks now, and it's pretty good. Yeah. Violence is down, behavior is up. Happy days.
Good. What's the curfew in Cambridge these days?
I think it's 2 a.m.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, we shut it up about 1:15.
Yeah.
You have to mop the floor 3 times. It's very sticky at the moment.
Yeah, my experience of pubs is working in the Cook in Dunedin, and is inverted commas security. Like, you're talking about security there. Like, shit, I was at that stage, second year university, maybe might have tipped 90 kgs if I was lucky, and walking around inside. Thankfully, most people were freshers that were absolutely steamed, and it was just a tap on the shoulder and follow me. And by the time you'd walked them outside, they hadn't realised what was happening. So, yeah, it wasn't too bad, but yeah, there was the odd scuffle. But luckily, we had our head bouncer was called Kong, and that's because he was absolutely huge. Yeah.
When they're called Kong, or I like a tank. Tank's pretty good,
Yeah. How do you like on that? How do you get started of a nothing bar to going like we're going to have a club atmosphere? There is a chance things could go south fast. How many people do we need to employ to secure this? Because you definitely don't want to queue outside. That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of kind of overcompensating at the start. Like, like we had a meeting with the cops, and it was obviously the owner wants to keep costs down. He was like, we'll get 2 security guards, and the cops are like, I think you should get 6, so you get 8.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of massage it after that. Get it to the right point.
Yeah. What's when it's in the Coromandel over New Year's and Christmas and stuff like that? That's like a full on team, eh?
Yeah, man. Yeah. No, that's a squad, eh? Like the match A23. It's good. It's good.
That's high fences, security tags, walkie-talkies.
Yeah. The old earpieces. You've got to have the earpiece. But no, it's good. You are really like a team, eh? Like the DJ, the bar girls and boys, the security, the owner that's counting his stacks at the end of the night. Like he's usually buggered off early. But no, it's a good team, eh? You kind of sit down and have a bit of a drink and a debrief afterwards, and no, it's good. It's a good atmosphere.
Nice. So you said the Masonic is on a hiatus. Was that the inspiration for your film? Is it?
Yeah, so it's real funny, man. So like I wrote this actually years and years and years ago. And basically for anybody listening, this film is called The Tavern. It's shot in the Masonic Bar. It's about 5 small town fellas that have a race against time to save their beloved yet rundown pub from an evil Ponsonby property developer with sinister plans. So I basically wrote that story, and then about 6 months after we shot, an Auckland property developer actually bought the thing and has started redeveloping it. So I feel I've cursed it or something, man. Like this thing that I dreamt up in my head is happened. It's weird.
You've manifested, man.
I've manifested, yeah.
You've tapped into the secret.
And I don't know if it's like a good community move or a bad community move. The Zeros don't have their DMX to party to till 2 a.m, but there will be a nice whiskey bar there. So I don't know.
Yeah, pros and cons. Yeah. DMX is what is in the Matt Hicks playlist?
It's DJing's like a game of golf, man. You just kind of analyze the course and use whatever tool is most appropriate at the time. You might get the kind of bars that I'm not doing rhythm and vines, mate. It's 4 seasons in one day at all these regional bars. So you might
play that.
You might get a bunch of cougars coming in, and they just want some dancing queen,
Yeah,
and they're going to be gone by 10 o'clock because they're bloody tired,
Yeah.
And then you've got the you've got a bit of a hard one, 9:30. You've got the mulleted D&B breathers, 18 to 21. They've been going hard since about 3 o'clock in the arvo. They're coming in hot. And they want their drum and bass, and they want it now. But grandma's still finishing her filet mignon, in the corner. So you've got this kind of clash. So you've just got to be ready for all occasions, man. Bit of DMX, bit of ABBA, bit of chasing status, just whatever.
Just whatever's going. So how do you work it these days? You just dial it up, Is DJing like having a Spotify playlist, or do you still have to have some tools in your toolbox?
You got to have the skills, mate. You got to have the skills. Now we all joke, that it's the Spotify playlist, but you just couldn't do that, man. It'd be too boring. I don't know, just mixing's fun, and curating a night, curating the mood. You've always got to be 5 steps ahead of the audience, and that song will blend into that song that has that same sort of attitude or sexiness or whatever. It's you're a curator of the the attitude of people's night. You know, like you always try to finish on like a fun song. Like never finish on like Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of, because there'll just be amateur boxing out in the car park at friggin' 2 a.m. Like you try to finish on a like a Peter Andre or something, you know, something happy. A Vanessa Carlton.
Oh yeah. If I could fall. Oh, there's another obscure reference for you. Yeah. What movie? So you've been real original with the names of these characters. Has that just like been it, or have they always been the person with an O on the end? Like, are you Matto or you're Matt?
No, it's Matt. Yeah.
Matt is just Matt.
It's just I guess it's like from a kind of practical point of view, you know, like casting this movie and stuff like that, you know, like it's bloody hard to, you know, get cast in a movie, especially when you're a, you know, average looking, average size white dude, you know, like there's plenty of us around.
Yeah.
So, you know, all my heroes, you know, like your Adam Sandler's, your Seth Rogen's and all that, you know. Seth was always Seth and what was that high school movie of theirs? You know, the one with Jonah Hill and all that.
Superbad.
Yeah. Seth was always Seth, blah 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 blah. So it was just a bit of a lazy kind of thing as well. And also as well, you know, like say the movie went well, like did you watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air back in the day? Yeah, you know how Will was always Will.
Yeah.
But Emilio Estevez, well, what's his name?
Carlton.
Like, what's his real name? Yeah, so, you know, that poor bastard's Carlton for the rest of his days, you know.
And like, whenever he goes somewhere, they just play that song. And it's like,
Yeah,
do the Carlton.
Like, what if I called myself, like, Greg in the movie, and then I'm walking down the streets of Tiamutu or Matamata or something like that, and they're like, hey, Greg. It's like, no, I'm Matt. Like, you know, just keep it consistent, you know.
Yeah, so is Matt a DJ too?
No, that's Honest Matt. You know, we've got a couple of alter egos, mate. We've got our Honest Matt, Skrill Hicks. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. So, like you're talking about there before with rugby, like we get to a certain age where it's like, oh, I can't afford to get injured here or spend, you know, 3 hours Tuesday, Thursday, and then all day Saturday, and then feel like shit on Sunday because I've got shit to do. Is that sort of the same with pubs in small towns? Like the clan of people that went through the pub, they start to get to that age where they've got other commitments, so they don't go to the pub anymore. And so the pub owners are dependent on the next generation, so to speak, but the vibe of the place goes.
Yeah. I've seen it, man. So I've been DJing a long time. I think they go in like kind of 2 to 4 year waves. So they'll come in when they're like 18 and they'll be your best buddy. They'll go hard, and then they will hook up with somebody. And usually one of the bouncers, and then get pregnant and have some children. So it's actually worked in my favor quite a bit, man, because I'm a marriage celebrant as well. So I've actually married heaps of my, like, you know, my DJ pub patrons, so yeah. But no, it definitely goes in cycles, man. It's like being an All Black winger, you know. You're not there for that 10-year kind of long run unless you're Ben Smith. It's kind of like, you know, maybe a 3-year pocket of absolute starting performances.
And so is that something the boys in the movie consider, like how are we going to make this work? Like we're here hanging on to our pub, but like where are we going to find patrons? Is that what they're trying to wrestle with?
The boys as a collective, they're not massive on forward planning. They really live in the moment, guys, you know. So basically the slick Auckland Ponsonby property developer wants to turn it into a food court, and they've all got their individual motivations for wanting to save the pub. So we've got this the oldest of the group, his name's Jacko, and he is the only one that's a father. He's got 2 kids and a wife, and he just wants a quiet place to sink some piss. That's his whole motivation. There's another guy called Keats. Keats is kind of like, he's the kind of guy that you invite to your stag do, but not your wedding. He's a bit of a liability, but he's a fun guy, big fat John Belushi-esque kind of character. So the Tavern every year has an annual stripper night, which the Leamington Tavern actually did. This is what it's actually based on. So basically, if this tavern gets sold in the film and turned into a food court, the annual stripper night will not happen, and Keats's whole world is just going to like fall apart. He just can't fathom it. So that's his big motivation for wanting to save the tavern. My character and my best mate, we kind of like Stan and Kyle from South Park almost, joined at the hip. We work at a laundromat owned by his famous older brother, who makes a great celebrity cameo later in the film. You'll have to watch it to see who it is. You'll definitely know who it is. We just work at a laundromat, and we just want to have a better life. We just want to like get out of the shadow of our town hero, famous older brother. I want to make something with my life. I'm not too bad at all. And then we've got our final character, Jeremy, who's the youngest of the group. He's a jockey, and
in the film he's a jockey.
Yeah, in the film he's a jockey. And
very Cambridge.
Very Cambridge. And he is obsessed with this hot new barmaid, Jamie Lee, that's just started. And she just ignores him. She doesn't want a bar of him. And the boys kind of like, make him believe that, if he owns a pub, she might be interested, So, yeah, they kind of corrupt him. And then he goes down a dangerous, dark path, his journey. But, they've all got their individual motivations for wanting to save the pub. None of them are that pure. None of them are that well thought out, but their motivations nonetheless.
So we can expect a bit of a catastrophe out of these guys.
Yeah. The story just it amps up to some
capitulation.
But no, that's what it's all about. It's the whole kind of like motivation of the film from a writing perspective, I guess, is I think it's really fun to laugh at things we shouldn't laugh at.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's a little bit daunting because cancel culture and all this kind of stuff, but I guess if I was summing up the film, it's like a boys group chat leaked.
No, but like you think about like Superbad, or you think about Dude, Where's My Car, Road Trip, Euro Trip, like it all falls to pieces. Like it's just like everyone's in it for their own thing, and they don't quite align at the crux of the story, and then it's all about the how do we bring this back together.
I just love flawed characters, man. Like, I guess the characters in this Tavern film are kind of like an adult version of like the In-Betweeners.
Yeah.
Or the Always Sunny in Philadelphia kind of crew, like, they're the Kiwi-fied versions of them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like in the 90s they had Scarface, and that was very much trying to fit into what the Americans are doing with like weed-based films. Is it quite difficult to go down too bloody explicit on a movie, like to keep it as a pub and like drinking too much beers and a little bit of profanity with the stripper? Was that sort of like I said a safer way of doing it?
So we've got an R16 rating.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's no like nudity. Like there's bums and stuff. There's no, everything's kind of like, I don't know, like cartoony in a way. Like it's definitely adult, but like nothing too like obvious or grotesque. Everything's just kind of like hinted at. Strippers are hinted at, drug use is hinted at. It's not. Yeah.
Because
it's definitely not something you could like get your kids to watch or watch with your kids. But yeah.
Outrageous Fortune walked that line a little bit though.
Like, I'd say to be on the same level of that, of what nobody's like shooting up heroin in Outrageous Fortune. Like,
no. Yeah. So what's that process like, getting a rating?
Just kind of expensive.
It's a ticket clip.
Yeah, it really is. All I could think about was like, how do I get this job? Just sitting there watching movies, and I'm sure they have to write some sort of report and stuff. But
you're not even in the room.
No. You just like send them in a online screener and they assess it. And basically, you can plead poverty, and they'll do it for free, but it'll take them 6 months. Or
Yeah.
you can get them to do a hurry up job, and it'll cost you about $900 if you're a poor person. So I just paid the $900. I was like, get going. It's already taken me long enough.
Yeah, fuck. And then what are you doing to distribute this thing?
Oh, it's all just self-distributed, man. Like we're in a whopping one cinema at the moment, the Tivoli Cinema in Cambridge. But yeah, basically the plan is actually no, we've had a couple of other cinemas approach. The Gecko down in Motueka of all places, and the old Whitianga Cinema. But yeah, basically self distribution is exactly like it sounds. You don't have a big machine behind you. It's you doing all the hard graft, like the emails, approaching cinemas, blah 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 blah. They're naturally inclined to not take Kiwi films or independent films because they're kind of more effort than what they're worth. They don't want to email back 27 times like, do you have this poster in this kind of like format or whatever. So yeah, it's just about like getting all your media collateral and stuff ready to go, so they have no excuses to say no. So yeah, that's basically the mission is to take it to as many places in New Zealand and just do like one really good show. What we did, I did another film last year, not one I wrote, but one I helped produce, Home Kills. So we did a little tour of the Waikato, and we just did one really good show in Whakatane, Whitianga, Pataru, Tiamatau, Thames, all these places. And I think when you just put all your effort into one thing, then it's good. So I'm just going to reapply that same model with this one. Yeah, hopefully get it down the South Island.
Absolutely.
The mainland.
Yeah, I think it'll appeal to a few people around here, that's for sure. Like doing a trailer, like do you have to worry about that too? Like,
yeah, you can't be too. We had to like bleep all the swear words and stuff in the trailer. Cinemas. Oh, actually, you have to get the trailer rated.
Yeah.
That was something I learned. So yeah, that's a whole separate kind of thing to the actual film. Yeah, it was a big muck around, eh? Yeah, it's a real pain. It's hard, man. Like doing all this, but it's kind of good. Like, it's cool being involved in every process of the filmmaking journey, even boring stuff like this rating stuff, because you know, like, hopefully, fast forward 20 years when you're Peter Jackson, you're across everything. Like you really know how the sausage is made.
Yeah, and I suppose that'll bleed into your writing as well. Like you're writing it with set of ratings in mind, and where you want to place it, and who's your target audience, and all that sort of stuff. It just, like, say, 20 years down the track when you're Peter Jackson, it's all just like seamless. Plus, you got a whole team, and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing, eh? Like with R16s, like it is a bit of a death blow for a lot of films. There's one out at the moment, Rule of Jenny Penn, with John Lithgow and Jeffrey Rush and stuff. And yeah, that got an R16 rating. And the producer, I was talking to her the other day, yeah, she's pretty like livid about it, because it just greatly diminishes. There's something about that R16 like label or something, it just like alienates people so much.
Yeah. Like,
run towards it.
Like, where is the independent film scene in New Zealand? Like, are we still doing 48-hour film festival around the place, or like what's going down?
Yeah, man, that's really big. I think it's probably in the healthiest place it's ever been, to be honest, because I don't know, we're in this beautiful time where every year there's like a whole bunch of like film school graduates. The industry keeps cutting jobs and getting smaller and smaller, so you've got all these talented people with nothing to do and all this time and equipment and stuff, so they're just getting into it, and I just love seeing it. It's bloody good, man. Like I've been in God, maybe 7 or 8 like little kind of similar to the Tavern, like indie kind of films, low budget kind of things, and it's cool, man. Like we're all kind of like brothers in this like war of shit movies that nobody's ever gonna watch. It's good, man. I love it. It's cool.
On the casting, is it a little bit like my brother's cousin's best friend's sister scenario? Like Josh McKenzie, his older brother Sam was at uni in Otago at the same time as me, so like recognized him straight away. You're prick of a Ponsonby developer. I liked his little segment you had on socials the other day, and he was just talking about, oh, this is based on about 5 people I know from Ponsonby. It's outstanding.
I so wish I could say who it was. I think we could all probably read between the lines. We were so lucky to have Josh, like putting it into rugby terms, mate, like when like a Waikato player comes down and plays a couple of games for the
Liam playing with Liam Messon was pretty fun.
Liam Messon came down and had a run for the bees. Man, that's what it was like, like like we were just like, most of us are just like just having a stab, but Josh, he was great, man. Like when we were editing him, like every take was mean. Like the rest of us cannot say that. No, he was the man. He's a real good dude and really humble as well. Down to earth. Like some of these, I won't say names, but I've worked with a few big dogs, and some of them are just pricks, man. And he's not. So no, he's a good man. He deserves all his success.
Yeah. It was funny. We went and watched Tina the other week, and it was just like, I think, speaking of outrageous fortune, there's even a scene like at the very end where somebody's announcing it, and it's I can't remember her name in Outrageous Fortune, but like the hot sister from Outrageous Fortune, just this tiny little role, and you're like, oh, can we not find somebody like random, like, oh, we're doing this project, can you come just say this one line?
It's hard. They've got to eat as well, man.
Yeah,
like, it's just some of those people, she'll be Pascal for the rest of her life.
Yeah, that's how it is, Pascal.
she's actually so at the moment, like Tina's beating us at the box office, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But there's actually a film with Pascal, whatever her name is, out at the moment, another low budget indie feature, Green Angels. So that's our big competition at the moment. That's our measuring stick. Our big rival.
With the New Zealand On Air and the like New Zealand Film Commission, they will then help you to go out internationally. Is that what the deal is?
Not us.
Not us.
Nah, it's it's an interesting one. So with Home Kills, the movie we did before this one, they came in with like $60,000. They've got a finishing fund. Which basically was a godsend because we were able to finish all the editing, all the music, all that finicky kind of stuff. So they will help small independent films, but they're more about getting the teeners out there and all that kind of stuff, and just letting us little fellas fight until one of us emerges at the top of the top of the food chain.
Yeah, how does it go? Is the Cairns Film Festival, Hawaiian Film Festival, middle of Dubbo Film Festival, is that like up there on the internet? Just like search film festival and get the list and go for it.
You've got this little thing called Film Freeway, and there's so many film festivals out there, and some of them are just like Lionel Hutz-esque, like Buy a Laurel type thing. Like there's real fishy ones out there. But I think it's really just like throwing darts at a board and seeing what sticks. Everybody wants to get into a Cannes or a Venice or whatever, but we'll be happy with the Misty Flicks Te Aomuru Film Festival.
No, it's cool. It's like, well, where did this passion come from? Did you do film at school whilst you were picking up rubbish?
I think we did actually do a film in media studies. Actually, our media studies teacher, Sheree Chapman, she was one of the whistleblowers actually that down and out. Anyway, that's an aside. I don't know, man. It's just cool. It's just I love a good yarn, like you could get it at a rugby club rooms, you could get it on a night out. There's just some people, you would have met 1,000 of them in your life, you know, that can just spin a good yarn, you know, or that have some sort of crazy story. I've just seen so much in my life as well, like you know, being in the DJ scene and just being a party animal in my younger days. Like, you just see so much and meet so many weird characters that it's hard not to, I don't know, turn it into a story. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not something I've thought about with. It's just fun, man. It's just fun.
Yeah. And the writing room, like, is that a daily thing, or is it is it on the lawnmower, or?
I think you've always got like ideas kind of like ticking about, eh? Like, when I go DJing, I always meet some like weird characters, you know, like just weird people, you know, and I'm always just like mentally clocking something that I've seen or something. I'm like, oh yeah, that's good. You know, I use my notes on my phone a lot, you know, just like writing stuff down. I'm like, okay, like that person said like a funny phrase or something. But no, I think the best thing for writing, so like when I wrote this film, I had all my ideas and I had like a rough kind of outline and stuff like that. And I just my olds have a batch up in Whangamata. So I took a week off and I just like divorced myself of the internet, just like no internet, like told everybody like don't ring me, da da da. And I just went ham, and just like busted out like 200 pages, which is way too much. And then like filtered it down with two mates after that. But yeah, I think a lot of like filmmakers and stuff like that, or writers or whatever, they get this kind of like analysis paralysis, you know. They start like worrying about shit, just verbal diarrhea something out. And then I don't know, there was some quote I saw the other day. It's like make it exist and then make it perfect.
Yeah.
I think that's the way, I don't know, I like to approach things, you know. Just spit it out and then refine after that.
And then are you guys doing sort of a improv style, or very much trying to keep to the script? Like, you see an outtake of the likes of The Hangover or anything that's got Will Ferrell in it, or you know, the Wedding Crashers type end credits like film is just absolute chaos and people try and shit. Is that what you tried to do?
Yeah, no, I love actors doing a bit of improv, eh? Like, I love them contributing a bit of their self, because it always just, I don't know, it makes it fun. Sometimes you'll stick to the script, you know, but like, you know, it'll be take 3 or 4 and you'll just be like, oh, you know, give us something, you know. Josh was actually really good. He did this great improv, which wasn't in the script, in the Home Kills movie, talking about how poor he was having to wipe his ass with toilet paper. He goes, I have to wipe my fucking ass with fucking Jacinda Ardern again. You know, it wasn't in the script, but you know, in the cinema, you know, you watch all the people and you kind of analyze what they're laughing at and stuff. That got a huge laugh. I mean, it was in the, you know, Tivoli Cinema in Cambridge with a whole bunch of national voters. So didn't go too well in Ponsonby, but yeah, no, it's improv is cool, man. Love it.
Yeah. And is there a scene for that? Like, is it Nate in your team? He's a comedian in Hamilton, is that right?
Oh yeah, Dan Sage. Yeah.
Dan Sage, sorry. Yeah.
He's a funny man. Yeah. He actually I'll ruin it, but he actually fucking did some good improv one time. In the movie, the owner of the Tavern reveals that he's selling it to Josh, the slick Auckland property developer, and the stripper night might not be happening this year. And then Dan Sage said something like, "What are we going to do? We're going to have to move to Morrinsville." Like, that wasn't in the script, but we kept it in. Like, I don't know. I love those like shitty little references. Yeah. There's something beautiful, man, about just small town New Zealand. Like, it's just, you know, people run away to cities and stuff because they're more exciting, and, you know, it's boring in my hometown, blah, blah, blah. But I just think that, like, only boring people get bored, you know.
Yeah.
You can find fun anywhere. Like, you can find fun in Ashburton. I know. I've been there. You can find fun in Tira or Stewart Island or wherever, man. Like, there's tales galore in all these little nooks and crannies all around New Zealand.
Yeah, man. I just got old Dave Shaw, the filmmaker from Hunters Club's book from the library, and that was one of the last chapters I read was them about being on the Chatham Islands, and just like Dave waking up the next day and having to like piece the last evening together, and just then the next 4 or 5 days of chaos and these people and characters. Like that's exactly what you're talking about. Just so much fun. And you said Stuart on there, like holy cow, there'll be some yarns out of a place like that, no doubt. Yeah. Do you follow old Farm Boy Raver, the dairy farmer? He was having a stab at comedy there last year. He was off to he was off to Te Awamutu. Like what's the like? Why is there a comedy scene in Te Awamutu?
I think his name's, is it That Mad Guy or something?
Oh, sorry, That Mad Guy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Never met the dude. I've seen him pop up on the old Tik Tok. Yeah, I mean, mad respect. He's got a following. Yeah.
Because he's a knacky boy, moves to another farm in Waikato, and then it's like, oh, I'm going to give, this TikTok thing's going all right, but the people just send you free ship and that doesn't pay your mortgage, so maybe I'll go be a comedian, And like, so what's going on? Like, is Te Awamutu trying to be a comedy centre, or is it and the pub's just trying to get some patrons? What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a little comedy scene in the Waikato. Yeah, Te Awamutu's actually done a few shows there. The cinema there, actually, the Regent Cinema is really supportive of, because it's run by some filmmakers, so they're really supportive of like the comedy scene and all that kind of stuff. And cinemas are just trying to get whatever patrons they can in their doors at the moment. So yeah, Te Awamutu is a good little comedy hub, I guess. Yeah.
And you haven't dabbled?
No. Has crossed my mind, but it's just I just got too much on my plate, man. Yeah. Just marrying people takes up most of my time, and then the disc jockeying, like
Do you do the 1-2, like
yeah
ceremony, and then go and do the
I honestly get booked by lazy husbands, They're like, oh, well, it's the same guy. Like so no, it's good, man. It's I don't know. I'd love to do like stand-up comedy or something like that, but doing the filmmaking thing, I don't really make any money out of it. Occasionally I do, but not really. So like that's kind of like my dedicated free time kind of stuff, and everything else is just about, making money, keeping afloat. But yeah, marriage, man. Marriage is cool. It's really organic as well. There's heaps of fellas, that we played footy and stuff with, like your Josh Elliott's, your Jackson Ovals and stuff. Like, you do all their kind of weddings, and it's cool, man. Like, it's just, you get to travel around the place, eat a little bit of salmon, have a couple of wines, and catch up with some people that you haven't seen in a while. It's a good life. Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. So, what is the celebrant life pretty accessible? Like, you see a bunch of the comedians as well do that. And by the way, I do a wedding.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, it's pretty cool. It's something that I would encourage any filmmaker or actor to get into. Because if you're an actor, you're a public speaker, aren't you? It's just public speaking. So it's good for your confidence. It's a job that you can do in your robe at home. You don't need to go to an office. It's good.
Yeah, and I suppose if you're trying to, like you say, with your DJing, writing things down, trying to come up with inspiration for that, you get to see a vast array of people and a vast array of interactions in a interesting way that'll might come in handy one day.
I've just tried to craft my life, mate. Like doing stuff that's fun with maximum pay for minimum hours. Like, that's really it. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, it's all going good so far. But I've just got to stop this DJing though, man. I think it's like rugby. Like, there's definitely a cap on it.
Yeah.
Unless you're Fat Boy Slim, who's I guess the Hick Elliott of DJing. Like, he's like 60, he's still going, eh? But nah, it's I've got a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old now, and it's just the travel and stuff, like it's not too good, man. Like, when you're drinking V at 3 a.m. driving the hills of the Coromandel. It's not good, man. It's not good.
It's not ideal for longevity, and that's why it has no longevity. Nor for being there on a Sunday morning for the kids, as you say.
Yeah, kids do not care how long you've been staying up. Mind you, though, I think I would miss it though if I quit tomorrow. Like I've met so many weird characters, man. Like I used to DJ for like 3 years or so on a Wednesday night in Hamilton down Hood Street.
Yeah,
and you can imagine the critters that come out on a Wednesday night in Hamilton.
It's not a student night.
No, it's more of a meth smokers night, I guess. I was DJing there, and there was this one guy that was just like maybe 50. He was like dancing by himself all night. The pub finishes 3 a.m. I'm outside. I have some casual small talk with him. I was like, "Oh, nice dancing tonight, mate." You know, he was like, "Yeah, cheers." I'm like, "Where are you from?" He was like, "Oh, I used to be from Pyro, but I had to leave." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, why is that?" He goes, "I had a problem lighting fires. They used to call me the pyro maniac." I was like, what? And then he started telling me about how Nigel Latta came down and interviewed him, and he was like, "Yeah, Nigel Latta came down and interviewed me, and they told me I was fucked in the head," and like it's just. Oh, like you have gang members coming in and just like smoking darts in the bar, like, and everybody's too terrified to tell them otherwise. Like, I don't know, like it's just I love this kind of crap. Like it's just the stories are just writing themselves for you in front of your eyes, you know. So I will miss that part of it, I guess.
No, very cool. And the character of your love interest, is she trying to drag you away from the pub? She's ingrained in the pub, isn't she?
Yeah. So she's kind of the heiress to the pub. So her father Phil owns the pub. It's quite funny as well. So my real life father-in-law is Phil. So Phil's he's a good bloke, but he likes the pokies a little bit too much. He's not very good with the money. He's a weak-willed, problem gambling dipstick.
And is that why he needs to sell the tavern?
Yeah, he's just in too much debt. He just doesn't want to. He's just fucking. He's up to his eyeballs. She's kind of like she's a bit nonchalant on the tavern. She kind of wants to divorce herself from it and start her own life. She's, career driven, entrepreneurial, hungry, everything that these boys are not.
Is she the only voice of reason? Like you were saying about the DJ life for yourself, like you've got the voice of reason in the back of your head and life's moving on. These blokes just don't have that direction. Is that right?
No, they've kind of. No, I think in their own minds they've got their own warped sense of direction.
Yeah.
But like from an outsider looking in, you're just like, these guys are fuckwits. Like they're not moving the chain forward. But I don't know. Have you ever come across those people, man? Like in a like a small pub or a small rural setting or something like that. They're just really happy with their lot. They're not striving to be better people.
We've got the like real tavern just down the road from us, and so we drive past it every day, and you see people going in there, and it's like it's Wednesday, or it's Tuesday. You're like, some of them might be taking a pool cue in there. You're like, oh yeah, I've supposed to pool.
It's weird, eh? Like the turf bar in Cambridge, like they've got like an annual spud growing competition.
Yeah.
Like the whole year kind of like revolves around that, like it's.
Well, actually, that was the same because I played men's football, so we'd go to the Ascot Park Hotel, which would be like TAB bar, and they'd chuck on a meal for us and for whoever punters are in there. And I think pretty sure those people's lives revolved around that place because my mate ended up working there, and it's like, those people are there every night having a punt, having a chat, and they're just like, that's their community.
Yeah. Nah, that's the guys in this thing, And I guess the I don't know, the whole bigger picture of the movie, despite all its kind of ridiculousness and stuff like that, is home is where the heart is, and I don't know, love the ones you're with,
Yeah.
like even if they're flawed kind of individuals. I think, as I've said in one of these promo videos, these 5 boys in this film, they're the kind of people that may swear at Christmas dinner, drop a C-bomb and offend grandma, but they'll be there for you when your car breaks down out bloody, rural Ashburton at 5 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like the attraction of the film, isn't it? It's a bit like you see the person at 40 still playing Premier Rugby. You're like, how the fuck do they do that? Like, I'd love to go still be playing Premier Rugby, but like, I had a major head injury, and if I do that again, I'm fucked. And it's the same. Like, man, how good would it be to go to the pub on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and hang out with your mates? Like, it'd be so good.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Hopefully people can I don't know, enjoy the fantasy of living vicariously through these people for, an hour and a bit. Yeah. What's it like being a rural piece of shit?
Nah, it's all good. It's a cool concept, man. And like, yeah, it's been cool that you've been putting it out on socials, and yeah, that's what I saw. This is brilliant. Need to have Matt on, because if it comes to a town near you, like, it's one of those things that you need to go and see.
Yeah, no, I've got a few mates in the Burton, so I'm keen to bring it down to the Burton.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to come down to Dunedin as well. Was that right?
Yeah, are you in Dunedin or the Burton?
Ashburton, yeah.
I want to do all those little places. Want to try if you've got any mates in rugby clubs, I think it'll be one that the rugby crowd would appreciate. We've got a few good cameos from some
rugby players,
big dogs. So yeah, if you've got any bloody connections, mate, I'd love to do a collab. Get a bit of a crowd.
I'm a bit the same. New to town, you used to go and just play rugby, and it was easy peasy. There you got yourself 30 mates. But now I think I have to go to the supporters club. Is that a thing? Yeah. I probably don't have the time to be a technical advisor for something, but I could call on my 1-7 season coaching St. Peter's. There was a couple of good Super Rugby players out of that team. I had nothing to do with it. And then I think Mons was going to get me as a technical advisor for Cambridge High School, but then I moved to Australia. So yeah, that I can't call on that knowledge. But yeah, no, it's pretty funny when you get to the stage and you're like, oh, how do you bloody find people when you move to a new town? It's like you just used to, like I say, rock up to a rugby club and find 30 mates straight away. Park runs. That's the vibe in Ashburton. Yeah. No, there's no hierarchs or run clubs. It's your 1 5K a week, and it's a family affair.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, they're doing run clubs in Cambridge.
Not any that I'm associated with, mate. I'm sure they're out there.
Nah, Cambridge has got too many professionals out there. So
I think we do have a bit of a running scene. Yeah, I'm more into the 3-year-old toddlers athletics down at the old athletics thing. That's my
What does that even look like? Just like running a straight line, jump over something.
Yeah, few cones, bit of ball throwing. It's very wholesome. It's very good. Just a bunch of tired 30-something-year-old dads just lugging stuff around. It's good.
Yeah. There was one of the memes I saw the other day. It's like the gladiator scene. My name is Maximus. It's like you showing up to your child's sport knowing that like you're the fittest dad in the group.
Yeah, there's some pretty sloppy rigs running around Cambridge.
No, good. So where do people find it at the moment, Matt, and how do they track it and just sort of
mate. So
make it show up in their town.
Yeah. So basically, I think it's the Tavern feature film on Facebook. The Instagram is the Tavern movie, and then going hard on the old Tik Tok as well, which is just Honest Matt NZ. I already had, I just couldn't be bothered starting a new TikTok, so I'm just like, make that the new one, So yeah, it's pretty sad at the moment, our social media, to be honest. So it's very internal. It's just the cast and crew liking it. We're only a week in, but yeah, if you come across this and you like silly pub comedies, give it a like, give it a follow, and come on this journey with us. This ridiculous, piss-soaked journey around these cinemas.
Mate, meeting you in a hotel changing room, I never thought I'd ask you this question, Matt. What keeps you in flow? Imagine that pre-season, eh? So, Matt, what keeps you in flow? we did. You wouldn't have been at this session, but Dominic, the sports psychologist, did come in. Did you manage to get into a couple of sports psychology evenings for Hotapu Rugby?
Oh, actually, yeah, no, back in the day, yeah. He was talking about lofty goals and stuff like that, and everybody should be wanting to be All Blacks.
Yeah,
I just remember sitting at the back. I was like, yeah. But no, it's good. It's good. Yeah. What's your flow?
Oh, I just try and improve people's lives. That's me.
Good man. You've improved mine, mate. I appreciate you popping the podcast cherry.
Yeah. So what's yours? What keeps you going? You got so many hats.
I don't know, man. I guess my biggest thing is all this kind of stuff that I do is a little bit lofty, I guess, and ridiculous in a way. Like there is something kind of silly saying that you want to be a filmmaker or an actor or a director or whatever. My thing that keeps me running is I think about, my deathbed, as morbid as that sounds, wide-eyed wondering, is basically what I run by, that's the biggest thing with this movie and stuff is, it could get critically panned, commercially fail, be the worst shit that's ever been made. But I'll always have that satisfaction that like I did it, like I'll never die wondering, Yeah, I think that's the thing that that drives me.
That's awesome. And I've been to ask you this before when you're talking about that 1 week divorce from the internet. Like what is the deep work of as you say, getting it out there and then making it better later? What does that even look like? Just lock yourself in a room, wander around.
Yeah, I just had a little system where I don't know, man. I think the internet, I love the internet. We all love the internet, but it's amazing how much you can do if you just like lock that phone away. Just like under no conditions, there's no if, buts, or maybes. There's no like, oh, I might just have a little sneak peek. Just get rid of it, put it in a lockbox, like just put it in another house somewhere down the road, and it's amazing how much stuff you can get done, man.
So did you have like a premise? Did you have?
Yeah, I had all the beats and stuff like there, like in my head.
Yeah,
and I think I actually wrote them down when I was in London, actually. But writing the dialogue and stuff, like that's what I like, got away from the internet for,
And does that just sort of become like a 2-hour stream of something, or is it in little bits? Or
yeah, you kind of just what I found, man, it was a bit weird, like you I pace a lot, like I'm like walking around the room like talking to myself like a frigging crazy person. Yeah, you're just having like conversations with yourself and the other character, and then when something magical pops up, you just commit it to paper or commit it to your laptop. I find paper actually works a little bit better. I actually wrote it all out on hand at the start. I don't know, there's something about the pen to brain kind of thing that seemed to work for me. Got to type it all out later, which is a massive pain, but
I just have that like picture of all the strings together, like, and this character interacts with this character, and this person did this, this person.
Honestly, like there's nothing like groundbreaking in this particular film, like story wise, like it's a good yarn and stuff like that. But the more I watch films and stuff, I can watch The Departed. Like I think I've watched that like 20 times, and there's always something new you pick up there, eh? Like it's it's great screenwriting is they are titans, eh? They are so talented.
Yeah. Nah, that's cool. As said, why die wondering? And it'd be cool to, as you say, in 20 years we don't talk about Peter Jackson, we talk about Matt Hicks. Honest Matt at the we're off to Weta Workshop, we're off to Cambridge.
Oh No, it's good. And I mean, like, you know, if it all turns to shit, man, like, you know, you've at least at the end of the day, you've got yarns, you know? Like, you know, you could be sitting in a pub somewhere when you're like, you know, 60 years old and be like, yeah, I'm in a fucking movie once, man. Yeah. Like, fuck off. Nah, seriously, man. Look. Like,
Do you want to watch it? Yes, one more.
yeah. Only $6.99.
Yeah, no, very good. Sweet as Matt, and if you do make it down to Ashburn, we'll have to do one in person, and that'll mean I will have seen the film, which will be good. Yeah,
That'll be fantastic, mate. Thank you very much for having me.
awesome, bro. I'll press stop and just hang around a moment. Not leave call. Try stop instead.